Welcome to the Saturday Top-Up Show. Randwick today and 8 Mills overnight. Glenn, you're nearby. You felt it was...
I thought it was heavier than that, guys. I was surprised when I woke up it was a soft 5. I thought we were looking at a 7 or an 8. It did seem to rain for quite a few hours consistently. Stopped me going for a walk.
Right. So you're short of a run now, eh?
Well, I just thought it was going to be a 4, anyway. So there was heaps of rains, and now it's a 5. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, Randwick is one of the...
Coogie's different down the bottom here, Randwick up the top. But I woke up checking if they were on.
It's a beautiful day today, and the winds will come from the southwest, swing around to the southeast by the end of the program. There won't be...
Is that the autumn winds?
Hmm?
No, it doesn't matter.
The funny thing is about Randwick, most trucks, they go up a 5 and it plays like a 4 or a 3. Randwick quite a few times has gone up as a particular rating and actually played worse than that rating.
You can do, but can also go the other way. It's a very fast track when it's dry. It's a very, very wet track when it's wet.
So I think we've got to check out the times in the early races and make up our own mind.
Yeah. Okay, well, the first race is there's a lot of activity going on here between...
Both favourites?
Yeah, I'll just move my screen there. Yeah, 10,000 matched on the bottom, Hardo, and it's was trading at $3 a few minutes ago, but it's shortened up a little bit. And the theory's holding its place there at $3 as well. So the betting says a match race. It's pretty much double figures bar. I guess we get a good sider on this track. Glad and you're keen to see this Hardo in the yard because
keen to see it.
It's had a long spell.
I can imagine myself winning on Fanciful Dream at $11. I'll tell you that, even though I don't like it.
It's got to be at least $11, doesn't it? It's got 1,000-metre heavy 10 form.
Okay.
But I mean, I suppose you heard the rain and you went, Fanciful Dream.
I'll get this rain theory out of my head.
Gord, anything to add here?
Yeah, no more opinion since yesterday.
Yeah. Race 2, the highway, and a little bit of money for the honest Tim's Principle. What's happened to my...
We can't see the amounts because our heads are in the way, Mark. Did you know that?
Yeah, where are they? I'll just move it a bit.
Yeah, move it a little bit.
How's that? Is that better?
No, you've moved it the wrong way. Move it the other way. Oh, no, you moved it the right way. Sorry.
All right.
Wait.
Not a lot of activity here. A little bit of interest in Clearly Regal, which is the horse that's had the trial since it was scratched at the barrier here 2 weeks ago. It looks an even highway, and pattern of race 1 will bear some relation to this race.
Not much interest there in Southern Appeal, guys. $2 matched. Yeah. $1 either way, because that's always got to halve that.
Someone's had $1 on it.
and min bet best fair supposed to be $5, but
yeah, I don't know how that works, but they
have little you can get increments if you've got some of the feeders into Betfair, whatever they're called, whatever that word is. But I don't know how anyone's...
You mean the software you use to...
Yeah, I don't know how anyone's got out of the way to have $1 on something a day before.
But that's because the tab told them to do that.
Ah, yeah, you're right. They've bet with responsibly.
Yeah.
They own $5 and they put 20% of their bank on it.
By the way, I thought that one little ad there, which might have been the slight firm up on Tim's Principle, although I did have a couple of dollars on it myself, that the Drake ran a really good race yesterday.
I thought it ran a really good race, Gordon.
So that's sort of like franking Tim's Principle.
A little bit of franking. I think you're on the right track there. This looks a really genuine chance, number 1 now.
Yeah,
trust you to spot it early, Gord.
All right, I want to move on from the highway to the 1,300-metre race where it's very even betting field. As you can see, $5 the field there at the moment, and no one's really prepared to stick their neck out. Most matched on Arcana, but that's not a lot. Well, I suppose it's a parade race, and it'll be interesting to see the opinions. The bottom 3 2-year-olds up against the top 5 older horses. But I mean, we spoke about this at length yesterday. This race, and it's a hard race to get your head around.
Yeah.
I think, Glenn, you were at the top and Gorge, you were at the bottom. And both of them led all the way at Canterbury on a leader's
I was
track
at the
last
top,
time.
and then Gord said it was the only awesome race he gave none or something else.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Look, an incredibly difficult race that I'm going to enjoy watching. If I do have a bet, I'll be linking up Mark's price assessments because I have no idea how you price a race like this. So I'll have to err on his expertise there and definitely give a considerable weighting because there's quite a few fresh horses here to Glenn's Mounting Yard Mail. So this will be a late betting race, and the market seems to be indicating that that'll be the case.
Yeah. Okay. Race 4 is the one of the features. Nature Strip 28,000, so 14,000 has changed hands there, and it's out to $1.60. Fixed odds are certainly shorter than that. And I'm waiting for the, so it's traded around that mark most of the time at that price. Seems about right.
Seems a fair price.
Yeah. First time you've seen the South Aussie, Guitra, Glenn. So he's obviously a horse to get an added assessment of from the Mounting Yard. And
can't wait to see him. Can't wait to see the 10-year-old ball of muscle. I know what he's been looking at him for 8 years.
He's very fancied here, ball of muscle. Go Pride, he's,
Glenn the Destroyer. Am I allowed to say that, mate? Glenn the Destroyer. It's just like, you know, he likes to bob up at 40s.
Yeah.
Glenn the Destroyer.
I did point out.
I'm too scared to talk these days.
I did point out that it's obviously not Nature Strip's grand final, but I'd be interested to get into Waller's head about what he thinks he needs to, how he thinks he needs to present this horse, and whether it's okay to get beaten up along the way to the grand final. Whereas, once you get a horse of great stature, it's people obviously start to expect them to win all the time. I
mean, I'm the complete opposite. I never want to get into Waller's head.
A bit just jumped in there for a lay.
Yeah, look at that, $500 at $1.65. I didn't get taken.
Snapped
snapped up. No. It's all happening here on the Top Up Show.
It's like a telethon, isn't it? Whoa! It's just been another donation.
No.
I think that's a fair range price, $1.65.
Yeah.
Taking into the fact that it mightn't be wound up, taking into the fact that it's not its grand final, taking the fact that there's a chance it'll get beat. But
there obviously
I think Saturday morning you got to start off at 1 to 2. That was $1.50.
All right.
Anyway, we'll see.
The race 5, 1,500 metres, a little bit of money for Masaf, who Gord sort of previewed as an interesting lead-up runner on the show yesterday. I'll just have to expand there to get Canaan into my vision. Yeah, so...
look at the toys working there, Gord.
Masaf, the horse of interest.
That one's just called a mouse, I think, Glenn.
I don't know.
Hilarious, isn't it? Yes. So, as I say, Masaf is the horse of interest there. Well into single figures now. Canaan, the favourite, and another very difficult race. Not much more we can really say about it, is it? Is there? It's a race where you there's probably 5 or 6 chances, and it's about.
Sorry, it's probably for Monday's show. We never ever spoke much about the inquiry, guys, because I just thought Gord said they're the inquiries. But did you think it was funny that the second in charge, Mr. Wade Birch, when we were at the inquiry, and you gave them the joystick to look at the show, and Van Gestel's fiddling around with it, and Wade Birch is looking, and Van Gestel says, "Do you know how to handle this?" And there they are on $250,000 a year plus, and Wade Birch goes, "I don't know how to use a computer." Do you remember he said that? That was fucking about the only funny thing in the whole inquiry. He just threw his hands up. He said, "Leave me out."
Yeah.
I didn't realise this was proactive. This was
he had no idea how to put it. Yeah. And neither do I, but I'm not getting fucking free money off Racing New South Wales for a job. Anyway, it was pretty funny.
Anyway, they eventually worked out how to watch the show on their laptop. Yeah. And my God, he was cat's bum, wasn't he, Van Gestel, during the viewing, whereas we couldn't stop laughing.
The journalist out wide was laughing his head off. It was just pretty funny too. Funny times.
All right, moving right along, race 6, the 3-year-old fillies, and Hungry Heart is certainly not as short as the fixed odds.
No,
was presenting. It's this 4,000 match there, and it's low to mid threes. Dame Giselle hanging in there despite our prognostications of gloom and doom for it. And, well, nothing else to speak of. Double figures.
Again, manning out mail there for me, guys. All my decision making will be on how hungry, how praise.
Yeah, it's a
I'll either be making it a big winner or a big loser, and it'll be an interesting time.
Yeah. So, Gord, what would you need to get heavily involved in Hungry Heart here?
Oh, around about that price, I think is fair, and $4 is a good price.
Gee, I think you ever get $4, Gord, would you? $4 would be a great price.
Well,
but then you might.
Well, funny things happen, Glenn. Redoubt's Image, I know after the scratching, it started $4 in the lead up.
Yeah.
It's going to be, nearly $40 in this race.
It's got a real smell of a knockout there, 10 and 11 to me, just looking at early betting and reviewing things overnight.
Well, they're all C grade, really.
Well, we don't know what 11 is yet. It might be a good horse. But,
and Hungry Heart's not C grade.
No. It's B grade, but it's resuming and,
And could be A grade.
Could be A grade. First prep, fifth and slipper.
Big call, A grade. I'm not sure that the slipper is A grade. Is it?
Yeah, you might be right.
But you always do those figures on. See, I put the word there could be.
Yeah, no. I understand what you're saying,
It still
Gordon.
has the chance to be.
That's why I couldn't go for my walk last night. I was pissing down. I was listening to Lambourne ringing in his ears at Woogok's in the wheelchair. I was pissing myself thinking.
Speaking of Woogok, here he is.
It's
the Chelmsford.
I tell you what, it'd be a lot shorter than 50s if
it was wet.
Yeah, if it was wet. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy, isn't it? It's a time-honoured weight for age mile race that is basically just now a metropolitan lead-up because they've made the Warwick Stakes Group 1, and so the Group 1 horses decide, well, we're not going to go into this filthy race here. And so it's up for grabs, isn't it? A bit of money for Shared Ambition, which Gord made the compelling case for yesterday.
Yeah.
And obviously, Avilius has been assisted somewhat by overnight rain. That certainly doesn't.
No, it's more than a compelling case. I could see Shared Ambition starting equal favourite in this race. Yeah, I think you really nailed that yesterday. It was $11 yesterday when you set your little bedtime story out.
It was a bit long, wasn't it?
It is D-Day for Angel of Truth. It's like, everything's gone right. The lead up was, albeit probably assisted by the conditions, but a great return for the new stable. And here it is, T Berry, and it's a horse that can put itself in the race and hasn't won since its derby, but here it is.
On top last start, Manning Our Mail, or in my top two, and was definitely a bet. Let me down by not collecting, but ran well. I know it's going to parade good today. It's a good horse.
I tell you what's interesting is the little trickle in there for Life Less Ordinary. There's something wanted at every price, and it's just, it's a sort of it's saying I'm a 16-1 chance, which I suppose it is resuming off a win. It's resuming off beating Shared Ambition, who looked to have Life Less Ordinary covered off that run.
And Gord's in the ownership. Not the ownership, I mean, it's named after him. Life Less Ordinary, Gord.
I know. I'm a little bit sleepy at the moment.
Now's your chance, Glenn. Okay, the penultimate really interesting race because we've got Spruik horses coming back. Reloaded is the P here into 550 fixed. Dreamforce is second up off the tough run on the wet in the Group 1. Colding likewise, and then we've got these 3-year-old or ex-3-year-old stayers, Dragon Leap, Colette, and Vanagurl resuming. An interesting resumer with the Hot Connections Rock, and looks like Elvis off the very off the poker round first up. So, and yeah, Opacity resuming off his picket fence of 78. It's
what a race!
Something for everyone here.
Race of the day.
It is
cracking race, and I'm really expecting one of the new kids on the block to be the winner in this race. That's the way I'm going to play it.
Tell us who they are, Gord.
Colette, Rock, Reloaded, Opacity. That's not saying much. The ones I'm going to back, because I think they could be the better horses, are because Colette isn't suited over the distance, is Rock and Reloaded. I'm just hoping that all those old good Group 1 horses up the top there, like Dreamforce, well, there's not really too many, is there?
No.
I'm against Vanagirl and Dreamforce is the opinion I've changed to this morning.
Okay. All right. Mounting Yard, obviously key there because...
By the way, so's the market. Have a look at Vanagirl there on the fair. Like, seriously. It was favourite yesterday.
Yeah, well, I think we all said it should be double figures yesterday. And lo and behold, well, someone listens to us. 800 matched on Graceful Glamour, a 20-1 chance is someone's had a little nibble there. Okay, and the last race is the Ice Bath is firm as firm. There was a narrative on yesterday's show that was away from that lead up, which I can sort of understand because I had to think about it after the show. And 4, 6, 12 and 14 all come out of the lead up. And, you know, Best Stone started the shortest price, was probably the weakest run. Zakat won the race, but at long odds. Ice Bath didn't start shortest, nor did it have best finish. And, but I suppose presents quite well here. It's a race that there was a suggestion that something away from that form could win, and I can see the merit in that argument. Anything to add, Glenn?
I still think it's the best roughie of the day, guys. The top one, the Fire Trap.
And Gord, what are we going to say?
I like the narrative that Glenn created for the Fire Trap, so it's easy to have something on. You know, when there's those question marks about such a large percentage in the market, as you mentioned, Mark, easy to have something on the Fire Trap. And me, you can have something on Mirror Vision. And the only horse I'm entertaining out of that race is Ice Bath, because I saw Glenn Boss was very soft on it late when he could have got more out of the horse. So they're the three I'm interested in.
Gee, Bossy, everyone was very upset with his ride on Yamazaki yesterday. I must say, I was expecting more of a slaughter when I went back and reviewed the run.
He gave it absolutely none because, you know, it was playing down the outside. So the fact that he went back
on the inside,
but the fence, he could have got Yamazaki is a horse that it seems slightly off the bit coming around the home turn, but it doesn't matter. It keeps on going. Now he's ridden it enough now to know that. So he should have been stoking this thing up in running long or 3 wide, 4 wide, coming around that home turn, getting momentum up, getting to the right part of the track. And I think it could have challenged for a big.
I've only ever seen G Boss do that once, and that was on Maccabi Diva.
yeah. I know. Well, I wasn't expecting a good run from G Boss either, but by the way, that horse is flying, powerful through the line again.
Well, you'd hope so. It comes from the back. If it's not powerful through the line, it's not going to be winning any races.
It's still more than that. It's
all right, guys. I'm going. I'm sick of both of you.
Yep,
well, hang on. Just hang on there, Glenn. We're just going to talk about the fact that we've got Lismore coming up on the 24th of September. I've made some arrangements with Dave Dwyer to run our punters club because we've had difficulties with Ladbrokes. And thank you to the Punt Club for helping us out with Coffs Harbour, but we need to do something else. So we've made some arrangements with Dave Dwyer to facilitate our Punters Club for Lismore. I'll be sorting out the nuts and bolts and getting some details to you as soon as possible so that we can start firing up the funds for that particular event. That's Thursday the 24th. So that's Thursday fortnight, Lismore. And meanwhile, Dave Dwyer is betting 110% on the last 2 races at Randwick today from midday. And if you have never opened an account with him, open an account, put $500 in, and he'll pay your month's rant sub. So he's certainly a rant bookie of note. Meanwhile, if you're not a member, you should be, because you get access to the world famous rant room. And Goldies get lots of content every week. Silveries get 5 shows a week. And you'd be mad not to be a part of it. Even madder still, you get the first 2 weeks free if you've not tried us. So come and join us. We'd love to have you. And meanwhile, Glenn, you get to Randwick. Gord, you get back to the couch. And,
you just went through that so beautifully, so well practiced now. You're better than Greg Radley at the Mounting Guard Mail when he goes, go to Harvey Norman, they're here to help.
Oh, you know,
he says it 9 times a day. Oh,
yeah.
But you're right up there then, Lamphorn.
Yeah,
now can we go?
You can go. See ya.
Cheers. All sweet.